Hi. So I don't know if you guys may have heard, but Lyft is not such a great company to work for. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. If anyone from Lyft can see this, or any management or investment personnel, or anybody looking to start a job with Lyft, if you don't have your own car, don't do it. Because, I started the job with a rental, and the rental fee is about $230 a week. Um, It's kind of inordinate and kind of expensive. So if you're not planning on living in your car and spending probably around 20 to 22 hours a day in the car and driving in areas they want you to drive in, if you can't commute to those areas where the hotness is, I don't recommend the job. It's not for you because it turned out to be a money pit for me and for my loved ones. So it's not exactly a wise investment if it's your only job. So I would not recommend it even if your second job. So the Lyft company for drivers has turned out to be pretty much a really, really big screw job because not only am I starting out in debt with the company, okay, they charge weekly rates for the rentals, and they don't provide you fuel. They don't provide you any gas. Hertz is nice enough to give you a full tank when you leave the lot with the car. Um, but as you know, driving is the name of the game. So when you have to use your gas to go drive around to hunt for Lyft rides, to sort yourself out in the hot zones for pickups, if you don't live in those areas, then you're kind of screwed, especially if you live 20 to 35 or 40 miles away from the Lyft hot zones. So it's not a good or wise investment. This is coming from experience. And I just recently quit this job. I'm going to take the rental car back today, and I'm not going to do this anymore because it's a very, very big money pit and a very deep hole if you're starting out with no money. And I don't even recommend this as a second job because I think that the drivers get screwed. The Lyft company as a whole for the riders is not bad. I've had nothing but good experiences from riding with Lyft, so that part of the business is okay. The customer service is fine with the Lyft riders. So for Lyft drivers, now, if you work for Lyft, I know I'm not alone in this shared experience. I've seen plenty of reviews on the company itself, and it's a very poor turnout to offsetting the cost to the driver for everything. The car that you use for your job, the fuel that you use for your job. The only thing they take care of at the rental is the wear and tear. The vehicle maintenance and things if you do express drive. If you have your own car, I'm not sure how that facilitates and works out, but if you have your own car and you own your own ride and you're working for Lyft and you know some inside details, feel free to put something in the comments below because that would be very important for people that are coming up to this job and maybe considering working for Lyft in the future. But going forward, I just want everyone to know that Lyft pretty much screws you if you're a driver and you rent your car. It's not a wise investment. So I don't want anyone to fall in the same money pit that I did. I'm lucky enough to have realized it was a scam and a screw job before I got too far into it. So I'm taking the Lyft car back today, and I've only had it for about 4 days. Well, since over the weekend, and they already tried to hit my card for the rental fee. That they pulled the rental information or the fee from the previous week, a prorated week, off my Lyft app. So I didn't know if I paid it or owed any money. So, and I don't have any money in my bank account because, starting out with a job without any money, they already took $250 from me for the deposit. So I started out broke. And, if you're in the same position that I'm in, when you start out with a job like this, it's not going to work out for you. It's going to be a nightmare. So I don't recommend it for anyone doing this or whatever. Starting out with Lyft is a bad idea, especially if you don't have your own car. And even then, I wouldn't recommend it because, it's not really lucrative for a driver in the Sacramento area or even in the Bay Area. If you have your own car, it might be different, but for the rentals, it's not lucrative. It actually takes money out of your pocket because you have to earn up or take enough fares to earn enough money to pay your rental fee and get bonuses during hot times, which don't exist in the Sacramento area, at least not in the areas that I could reach to and with any degree of certainty through all the traffic that's crazily everywhere downtown Sacramento. So it's not a very lucrative job for anyone renting a car. So with that being said, I leave a poor review for Lyft, and I think it's a very, very crappy thing they're doing to drivers, especially those who get hired through the express portion of the job. It's lies every step of the way, nothing but lies. And when I first applied for the job, I don't know if any of you seen this, but there were some applications or some ads that Lyft was putting out for people who were getting hired or wanting to start with Lyft in Sacramento around the October range of the year, saying that it would be zero down and rentals would be cheap as low as $16 a day. Now, that's just a bold-faced lie because Hertz doesn't rent any car for $16 a day. I knew that going in, but I wanted to see just how far the lies go and how deep the tyranny goes and how deep the deceit goes in Lyft. And it's deeper than I care to admit and deeper than I want to travel. So I know that no one at the Lyft site that I went to at the Pep Boys had any knowledge of anything that I'd spoken about. And they actually asked me where I saw the Lyft ad. And I said in Facebook, where, you know, every other Lyft ad is. Facebook, it's in my messenger, it's in my email. And magically, after I filled my application out, the Lyft ads disappeared. So it's a scam, people. Don't fall into that hole, okay? I just want you to know that if you're a Lyft driver and you're renting your car, quit. Take your car back and get out of it because it's not a lucrative business and you do nothing but work your tail to the bone to pay off a debt. You can't really make the money if you're not living near an airport or in a hot zone in a heavy city with lots of traffic and lots of fares at certain times of the day. So thankfully I have another job. So it's not something I'm going to leave the job and not have one. So I'm thankful I have another job and very happy with the one that I do have. So, Lyft itself is not a good company to work for if you're a driver and you're renting your car. So that sums up basically the video. And I don't care who from Lyft sees this or knows this, but if they want to pursue me, I will have a lawyer soon. And I will try and take apart every bit of the false advertisement you guys claim. And you won't get away with this because this is exactly the kind of poor business practice that does not need to happen in today's times. People are way too smart to fall for this. And to be honest with you, I should have seen it coming. But, you know, I started to smell the crap or the pile of crap while I was there in the office getting my rental car. The day that I was there, I started seeing them retract certain statements and go back on certain things that I had heard through emails or through other Lyft representatives. So there's no customer service line for Lyft drivers. There's not a person to talk to. There's not any help for anyone out there who is in a situation that I'm in, especially if you don't have money for gas. You have to come up from someone else giving you gas money, or, you know, you don't drive, people. I mean, is it that hard to understand that if you're a Lyft driver, you need gas in your car? It's kind of hard to make that leap, that it's not logical to think that way. So I know that I'm right in the way that I'm thinking, and I know that I'm not insane. I know that this is logical, and that the way that Lyft is running things is completely the opposite of logic. Anything to do with logic, it's completely the opposite. So, in short, Lyft company review, very poor, very bad results, very poor management, insanely terrible with the customer service, or employee service rather, the contracted employment that you have with Lyft is definitely something that leaves much to be desired. So I think that if they try and come after me for the rest of the rental, that I will countersuit them and try and pull them through court to get this settled, because I don't expect any heat when I get back to Hertz to drop my car off. I don't expect any lip from Lyft because I'm just done with it. Because I know a debt prison when I see one. That's exactly what this is. It's a debt prison. They hold you ransom for $238, and you can't get any money for gas until you've made your rental requirement for the week. So it should be broken down daily. Just saying, you guys, it should be broken down daily. So if you break the rental down daily, you pay your rental fee daily, that would be more realistic, okay? Because you're paying your rental daily, not weekly, because you're paying for the car daily. is a rental fee. It's about between $28 and $30 a day. So if you are going to drive and you're going to get fares about 20 to 30 bucks a day, then you can realistically make some cash beyond the rental fee. And then it would be more possible for it to be a lucrative job. But since they make you pay for it weekly, you have to earn $238 in your rentals or in your rides. So you have to earn up to $240 in fares before you can even start making money. And then by that time occurs, you've pretty much ran out about a half a tank of gas, if not more, especially if you have a car that's not good on gas, like the Chevy Cruze. It's kind of the middle. It's kind of terrible, kind of not terrible. It just depends on your time of driving and how heavy traffic is. So I don't mind taking the customers around. That part of the job was fun. Taking Lyft riders to and from was pretty enjoyable. I love driving, so it was a fun job, at least on that aspect. But riding around until you get enough fares in your account to pay for your rental is kind of like cutting your own throat, because you're running the car and wasting gas waiting for fares. So even if you're in a hot zone, I waited for an hour for a fare in a hot zone. So it's pretty much a scam, and it's not a good job. So you work your tail to the bone for nothing, pretty much, if you rent your own car. So I don't recommend it. And if anyone else has questions regarding this, please leave your questions and comments in the video. And don't trust them, okay? Lyft is a very, very bad company to work for if you're a driver, especially if you rent your own car. And I wouldn't even commit to that if you had your own car, because there's very little in the way of compensation for your time and your effort. So let's just end the video here. That I think it's a scam, and that you would do well to avoid it. That's all for now. So thanks for listening, and my apologies for anyone who likes Lyft. If you enjoy Lyft and you have a positive experience, comments are also welcome. I don't want anyone who thinks that Lyft is a good company or that enjoys their job to not have their voice heard. So leave a comment down in the video or the comment section underneath the video if you feel like you've had a good experience. So I would like to hear if anyone renting a car through Lyft has had a good experience opposed to mine. So I don't think I'm alone, but I'm also very cognizant and aware that I'm quite possibly just an outlier in this pile up here. But I think that in some ways, there are some people that just drive me absolutely mad about this kind of thing. So long story short, don't drive for Lyft if you have rent a car, because it's not a good job. You won't make any money. You'll stay broke, and you'll be robbing Peter to pay Paul, so so to speak. So with that being said, have a good day, folks, and thanks again for watching.